Alright, looks like we're alive. Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ark and welcome back to some more Wright Ace Attorney. And we are on... Wait. I should probably turn it down. There we go. We are now on... I believe... Yeah, we're still on the 5th case, or the epilogue extra case of the first game. But we went through the first trial, or at least hopefully some of it. Now it's the latter trial. Yeah, let's see if we can't get these sisters out of a pickle. February 23, 11:56 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 2. Mr. Wright? What? Are trials, always like this with you? Well, with the, whole back and forth and hitting despair at the very bottom and then climbing back out if it'll only be hit back into it? Like an endless pit. You're swimming up from the bottom of a lake, and you're just trying to reach the surface, but you'd never quite get there. Yeah, pretty much. That's a pretty accurate metaphor for life, too. Only this time, I think, instead of water, we're swimming in quicksand. So, what's going on with your sister, anyway? Well, apparently she got called out to the judge's chambers. Probably something to do with that piece of cloth that we discovered in the muffler. Yep. So, this is the part where we turn this whole thing around and claim victory, right? And our only weapon, a tiny, insignificant piece of cloth. Honestly, I don't think that piece of cloth is going to really help us, and we're probably not going to turn things around until at least 3 or so days into this case. I feel like I'm pretty, to tell the truth here, not really all that confident. Hola, partner. I recognize that southern drawl anywhere. They say you show a red cloth to a bull, it'll fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I was a youngin', at least. Officer Marshall? Thought I'd come take a look-see at how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. They've got the home ranch locked down tighter than a fort in enemy territory. This guy just writes his own dialogue, doesn't he? Huh. That hard to slip out, eh? So what's going on over there anyway? All the police I've seen these last 2 days have been really on edge. Not counting you, of course. Don't you got enough on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre? You could be worrying about the chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example. You mean the red one? Is it red? Oh, nothing to say about that. Officer Marshall... The whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves, though. I mean, you weren't even here listening, were you? He wasn't even wearing a scarf. Huh, you don't say. Now don't that just beat all? I'm kinda curious, where did he hear about the muffler? From the phone? Because he clearly got some misinformation here, but he wasn't in the courtroom. He was late, so he didn't hear about it. I've seen the red breeze blow at her slender neck many a time. I saw it that day too. He was wearing a red muffler. What? At the awards ceremony that afternoon. Edgeworth seen it too, I reckon. So she did have a red muffler? But she clearly didn't at the photo during the crime, or after the crime. So what does that mean? Yeah, clearly in the photograph, taken at a crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf. It's a small detail, but it's usually important, so... But Miss Star wasn't mistaken? Well, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns. Sometimes you just gotta let that bull go where it will. Time will tell. I have no idea what you just said, but it's giving me a very bad omen. So, what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright? Well, if it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Hoo-wee! I don't think it's steak sauce. I think it's just cement at this point. February 23, 12:32 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 9. I'd like to resume? Question mark? Huh, that's weird. The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution. Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue, your lips are purple, you're sweating bullets. And the furrowed brow, the grinding teeth, those watery eyes. What's more, your eyes are unfocused, you're doubled over, your back is bent. It can't be, this can't happen. Huh. Wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth. He's acting an awful lot like you, Mr. Wright. Well, either Edgeworth is starting to, really, you know, I don't know. I feel like Edgeworth may be having a stroke or something. But, regardless, either Edgeworth is having a stroke, or he's under the influence of drugs, or just mimicking Phoenix. Let's continue with this trial. During our recess, I had requested that this is unacceptable. Can I continue? Seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself. Excuse me, knock knock? Who's there? Who the heck is this guy? Where did he come from? Strange, stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom. And the background music suddenly changed. Where did this organ come from? Organ piano or something? Let me turn up the volume a little bit. Hey, the temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in. I should know. I keep a thermometer on my watch. Is that a smartwatch? Who the heck is he? It's you. Is he just gonna stand there without saying anything? Sorry I'm late, Aji. Roads were packed. It's just me. Long time no see, eh, Aji? How you been? Swim much these days? Hello. No, I've been so busy. Busy smizzy, Aji, my boy. You have to make time to relax. Yes, indeed. It's been on my schedule for quite a while. Aji seems to be his nickname for judge? The judge? I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. I'm not sure what this means, but... sorry to ask, who are you? So you're Wright, the attorney. I've heard good things about you, son. Thanks? So sorry about our little worthy giving you all that trouble, eh? You know, we should all go swimming together sometime. Jolly. Little worthy? You mean Edgeworth? Mr. Wright, you don't know the district chief of police? Chief of police? Oh, he's the top-ranking police officer in the entire district. Huh. You'd think as a lawyer, Phoenix would actually know about him. The name's Gant. Damon Gant. Pleased to meet you, everyone.
So, to what do we owe this honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it?
Wait, 2 years. 2 years sounds familiar. 2 years, 2 years, 2 years, 2 years, 2 years. I feel like 2 years is important somewhere. Where was it? Huh. Oh well, we'll find out.
Well, you know, it's Worthy here. Look at the poor fellow. I just thought I'd help out by bringing this.
Hey, that's my sister's muffler. Why did you have to say that, Emma? If no one said it, no one would know. But so Miss Star wasn't just making things up or saying things. There was a red muffler on her. When the crime occurred, Miss Sky really was wearing that muffler, it seems.
But to think that it was stuffed into that exhaust pipe. A little Worthy's car, no less.
Oh, I don't like the sound of that.
It's really quite embarrassing, even for us. What's this? It's what you'd call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this. Objection! Chief, what kind of outfit are you running? Mr. Edgeworth, how could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job? Now, wait a moment, Worthy. I've no desire to hear your excuses. I'm telling you to wait. Or didn't you hear me?
I'm sensing some very masked hostility in this room. He is the chief of the police after all, so...
Have a look at this document where it says, Person in charge of investigation. There's no mistaking that signature, is there, Miles Edgeworth? That's not fair. On the day of the crime, I had... Your head in the clouds because you got that award. I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge. I'll expect a written apology. What? Are you serious? Ah, don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made. What?
Huh. This is the first time I've seen Edgeworth at a loss for words. Yeah, it almost feels like Edgeworth is... It feels like a bizarre case of deja vu.
This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. The court accepts this new evidence, but I'd like to ask the defense a favor first.
But me? Yeah?
Just to be sure, I'd like to take a look at the blade of this knife.
The blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not.
Could you open it up for me, I wonder?
Yes, well, I think all you have to do is push that switch and...
If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I wouldn't be able to pound my gavel anymore.
Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I wouldn't be able to point it at people anymore. And I really like this finger pointing thing. Come on, just hurry up and open it. You have 2 fingers.
Blep, 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 blep.
Yeah, it's very strange, but it seems like the chief is trying to pin the blame on Edgeworth for something. Let's see, what can we see here? What's this? There's a small tag on this knife. Yeah, it seems to say SL92. What does that mean? Well, it sounds very familiar. I think it's the way that the police organize cases. Like DL6 of the DL6 incident fame. But it's strange. Well, what is? I'm not certain, but I get the feeling I've seen this somewhere before. Letters like this, or letters that looked a lot like this somehow. That's not ominous at all. Now let's press this switch. Ugh. Don't scare me like that. I'm the one who's scared. I'm holding it. Hey, look at this knife blade. The tip is broken off. And this dark red stain. Blood? That's not good. Found at the crime scene, wrapped in the defendant's muffler. Huh. Why would This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself.
I'm terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us, sir? About the split between the prosecutors and the police and this knife.
Sure thing. Not a problem. Not even a little one, really. Oh boy. This guy just showed up out of nowhere bringing some critical evidence. Although it's pretty damning evidence for us. Department in disorder.
This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do any investigation. I mean, a detective was killed at the police department, see? What a mess. The time of the crime, 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. There was a murder at the police department? A detective? That's hush-hush information, Aji. We haven't exactly announced it yet. Objection. Objection. Wait a second. You said 5:15. That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. What? Another detective was killed at the same time in the police? Order! Order! Anyway, we at the department were all flustered, as you might well assume. I mean, we're in the middle of a top secret investigation, so don't tell anyone, okay? I think we understand the police department's situation. Well, Mr. Wright?
You're telling me two detectives were killed at the same time in two different places, but they're not connected? I find that fishy. The chances of that are really slim, scientifically speaking, of course. I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness.
Very well. However, keep your questions focused on the case at hand.
Cross-examination. So, the whole department was paralyzed because of this, huh? Oh, whoops. I don't want to fiddle around with the brightness settings here. Yeah, there we go. Seems a little bit better. Although, not really. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think that's about good. I still have to check in post how this filter looks on it, but I think it looks okay. Department in disorder. So, okay. I'm not sure why the volume suddenly picked up or anything. This knife is special. I can't say how. Should I press him? Definitely. Hey, hold it. Excuse me, special?
Mm-hmm. Hard to come by this particular knife anywhere else.
So might that special thing be the tag on it?
Oh, sorry, Righto, but I can't say that now. Not that. We've established that the knife in Goodman's chest was this knife.
Huh. Right, so... why was there another knife at the scene of the crime?
That is quite the mystery. And like a mystery, it's wrapped in something. A red muffler. A muffler inside a muffler. Wow.
Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. Right. Okay, let's get some more information on this. So, but this knife was found on the scene of the crime. I think it has something to do with Goodman, right? Don't you think so? Doesn't that make a connection?
Well, see, there's a lot of things that go on at the department I can't explain. It's delicate, okay? Sorry, Righto.
Maybe there's something about the knife that will give us a clue? Let's examine that knife while we can, Righto. Evidence that links this knife to Detective Goodman. I think perhaps the pieces are falling into place. I should try presenting the piece of evidence that's had me stumped all this time.
What does that mean? So, how are things down at the department?
Huh. Let's take a look at what we have so far. Also, check this thing out. The only thing that we can examine on here is the tag. So that must be the important part, but what else do we have? Wait. Wait. No. How can we connect it? Nope. Oh. Excuse me, I gotta go take a leak real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Huh. Yeah, the color is weird. Still haven't quite gotten it right. Huh. No, that didn't work. That didn't make it much worse. Oh, well, that was way too much. Yeah, it looks a little bit better, or at least closer to what I see. Let's continue. What I should be looking for... I should try to press for more information first, because I want a clear idea what's going on. So they weren't in any shape to do an investigation because a detective was killed at their department. Hold it. So, on the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department? Yep, that's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Udgy? I'm at a loss for words. And the perpetrator, do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. Just arrested? Well, that was quick. But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, Wright. I suppose I could help? If you help me by giving me data on your case? Oh, good one. This kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only. I should save in case I make a wrong choice here. So, I know where the victim was found, police department, right? How was he killed? Well, I don't really know too much. I know when he died, but how is the question. Was it the switchblade? Well, how was the detective killed? How was he killed? Now that's the interesting part. It was what we in the Force call a stabbing with a knife. A knife? That's exactly the same as Detective Goodman. Oh, that's the spirit. We're cooking now. But, you know, that's not the only thing that was exactly the same. So, what does that mean? Well, there were more similarities between the two cases, other than the cause of death. It seems like I'm gonna have to press a bit harder. Oh, let's see. The time of the crime was 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? Yeah. Hold it, 5:15, but isn't that, that's when Detective Goodman was killed in the prosecutor's office. What? Funny, isn't it? A murder. Yeah, pretty funny now that I think about it. A murder at the prosecutor's place and a murder at our place at the very same time. Why, what are the chances? Is this really only a coincidence? You know, this is just my gut feeling, but I'd say there's a 0.001% chance of that happening. Chief Gant, please tell us more about the incident.
Well, it's not officially linked to this case here, so I can't talk much about it. Let's press once more.
Hold it. How can you say there's no connection? This is really weird, you know?
Well, how? It's because I'm the chief of police. I can't just say anything I please, Righto. You understand. Yes, try to understand, Righto.
Oh god, now the chief is calling me Righto?
Well, if you can prove there's a connection, more power to you. Maybe there's something that ties the two murders together?
Whatever it is, I better find and get to the bottom of this. Although it feels like this is a trap. It feels like he's trying to lead me into making the connection. Still, 2 detectives were killed at 5:15, 1 at the prosecutor's office and 1 at the police department. What's the connection here? There's also that knife. What was it doing there inside of the muffler, in the muffler? Yeah. So how can I prove that there's a connection here? That doesn't help me. Let's see if anything in here? Nope, that doesn't help either. The victim's 7. Wait. Maybe it's upside down. Because this says... this says SL-92, right? So... when I compare that to this one, right? And then if I look at this upside down, right? It becomes SL-9. Huh. There's evidence to... I think I have to present the memo, yeah. Objection! Wait a second.
Ah, at last. An honest-to-goodness objection.
Thank you. I practice a lot in the mirror. This knife, this has to have something to do with Detective Goodman.
What do you mean? Aha! What an honest-to-goodness, what do you mean from Udgy? Why, this is like a courtroom drama.
Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL-92.
And this is important. Why?
Well, over here we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim.
Oh, what's this? 6 minus 7s 12-2?
Your Honor, it's upside down.
The upside...
The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up. But turn it around and what do you get?
Aha!
Whoever wrote this note was holding the paper upside down.
The SL9? But that's the same thing that is written on the knife's tag. The order! The order! Well, Chief...
Ah, well.
I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, Righto. I win? But what do I win? What game is this guy even playing with us? This knife was evidence in the case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. So, this knife was stolen from the evidence room? Yes, but on the day of the murder. It was evidence, you say. Was it in fact a murder weapon? Oh, nice, nice, nice. Good show, little Worthy. It was a murder weapon as it happens. It was evidence from a case long since solved. So, this knife was stolen on the day of the murder. And it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car. I feel like something's going on here. It's hard to think there aren't any connections here. That was a bad day for the department. I mean, we weren't in any right, so... So, what can we do? Have we pressed everything? I think we pressed almost everything. Maybe we can press this now that we've proven there's a connection. How can you say there's no connection? Well, because I'm blah 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 blah. You know, righto? Yeah, righto. Huh. Okay, so I think we can now... Wait a second. So this knife was evidence stolen from the department. There's still nothing connecting them together, though. Hang on. So, something happened to the police department, right? Yeah, you got a good look in your eyes there, right on my boy? Sharp. Hungry. So, something did happen. Why wasn't I informed? Why am I never informed of these things? Well, why weren't you informed? Well, why didn't you ask? No matter, I understand. You were busy, what with Lana's case and all. Well, what happened? What happened at the police department that day? Not officially linked here, so... I guess we should use the memo? Nope. That doesn't work. How? It's not officially linked. What? I thought I already proved that there's a connection. Okay. Right, so... Okay, so... This knife was stolen, right? And... It's found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car. Hard to think there isn't a connection there. Huh. We already pressed this, right? Okay, I already got how the victim was killed, right? Where? Tell me where the victim was found? Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found, but I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department. The evidence room? Wait a second.
I've heard of that. The evidence room, didn't he mention that in his testimony just now?
This knife was evidence in a case it was stolen from the department's evidence room.
So, there's a connection between the two cases there. Huh. You seem happy, Mr. Wright.
Well, happy?
I mean, we just got handed our ticket to go to town on this case. So, with the link between the two cases established, I think we have some leverage. We can get Gant to testify about the details here.
Let's press one more time. Hold it.
Now hold your horses, Chief. The defense's position is simply thus. The connection between these two cases has already been proven.
Oh, you don't say. Well, out with it, Righto. What's your connection? Yes, out with it, Righto.
The connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. This knife found in the lot was stolen from the police department's evidence room.
Not to mention, the victim had on him the case number on the knife's evidence tag.
And we also know that the detective murdered at the police department was killed in that very same evidence room.
Indeed. There do seem to be too many connections for it to be a coincidence.
He's just calmly staring at us.
You two make a good pair. Why, it took my men 2 days to find out what you deduced right here.
Chief, I would not like to be paired with Wright. I know there's a lot of Dojin Yaoi fan arts out there, but please.
I request that you release your information on the victim at the police department. Oh, see, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet and all.
Can we get the information unofficially?
Sure, why not? It's unofficial after all.
Wait, really? Is this guy really the chief of police? Huh, who would have guessed?
I'll cooperate, but I can't reveal the name of the victim at the department, okay?
Okay. Hold it, so if you're gonna tell us a little, why not just tell us everything?
Well, case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly.
Well, guess I might as well try to get what I can out of him. So what do we want to know? Can we hear about the ID number? Okay, how about you tell me the victim's ID number?
Well, sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that.
Yeah, of course not. You won't tell me their name after all.
We keep a tight lid on ID numbers, so don't go getting your hopes up. Number is 5842189.
Aha! Wait, that's Goodman's ID.
Well, that's quite long. And we have to remember these. Oh, it drives us nuts. 82... I can't do it.
You didn't even get the first number right, Your Honor.
Well, Mr. Wright, does this tell you anything?
The ID number of the victim of police warrant, 5842189. That's so long to remember. It does tell me something, but I'm not quite sure. Actually, it does, Your Honor. Oops. You know, it tells me something, I think.
Meaning?
I think it has to be what I think it is, but what does it mean?
Well, let's hear what the defense has to say. You say the ID number of the detective who was murdered at the police department tells you something. So, what does it tell you? Tells me this thing. Witness. I mean, Chief. Well, what is it, Mr. Wright? How was it? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night.
No, it's just, I'm not quite sure how to put this.
And this is news? What? Just come out with both guns blazing, like you always do. So, the police department, the prosecutor's office, 2 places, 2 detectives murdered at one time. Actually, I happen to have a police ID number right here. Oh, is it yours? No, Your Honor, I'm a defense attorney, or did you forget? This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman. Oh, shame on you, Righto. Personal IDs are top secret. Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189. And? This means what exactly? Huh? Wait. Wait. The ID number we heard from the chief earlier, that started with 82... I've forgotten. Again, you failed to get the first number right. The number the chief of police gave us was 5842189. Objection! Well, wait a second, Wright. What are you trying to... Yeah, what does it mean? That's what I want to know. The 2 ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. So what does our witness think about that? Sharp as a tack, Righto. Sharp as a tack. But wait, Detective Goodman is our victim. And he was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot. Yet, a Detective Bruce Goodman was also killed at the police department, in the evidence room at the exact same time. Objection. That's impossible. So, what we're saying is, the same person was killed at the same time? And in a completely different location? Order! Oh, Chief, what does this mean? No, what I want to know is why didn't I hear of this? Why do I never hear about these things until it's too late? Yes, it's top secret, fine, but I'm the prosecutor in charge of the case. I have a right to know. Now, just wait a second, Worthy. No need to get all flustered. Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case. Wait. I said wait. Or didn't you hear me? The oversight, the grave error. Why, Mr. Edgeworth, they're yours. What? How dare... Well, we informed you yesterday. I believe it was our Officer Meekins who brought you the news. But Officer Meekins?
Hey, Mr. Wright, have we heard that name somewhere before? Wait, oh yeah, that guy. Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir.
You don't mean him? According to Meekins, you didn't accept the report. It's hard to believe. But your officer, he told me, he said that report had nothing to do with the Lana Sky incident. Detective Bruce Goodman murdered in the police department evidence room. Why, Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right on top of the report. Ouch. Why didn't your officer tell me?
Honestly, I'm not sure if that officer was capable of making the connection himself. He did seem, handicapped.
No, in any case, this is a serious error of gross negligence on duty on your part, Worthy. Objection, but sir, you could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence. And then
Man, this guy is giving me strange vibes. Like an old wily fox.
No such luck this time, Worthy, or should I say, unworthy. What? Now, what was the second rule of evidence law, huh?
Yeah, what was it, Mr. Wright?
But, Rule 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And how is this rule relevant? I should just turn that off. No. Well, normally you submit a list of evidence to be used in court before the trial. This report wasn't on that list. So, what does this mean? I'm kind of lost here in this whole discussion. Well, I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in court. So, the connection was just proven by Wright over here just now. Good job, Wright, my boy.
What?
Yeah, I was just doing my job. No. No! No!
So I was right. That guy, the Chief Gant was using us to prove a connection so he could submit the evidence. Why?
It seems we have come to the end of this trial. I know you're going through a tough time, Worthy, what with all those rumors, you know. I mean, you were even in the defender's chair just this past September. It's really not looking good for you. But I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part. Mr. Edgeworth, please, just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened, if it's the last thing I do. Well, you'd better get results this time, really. You have my profound apologies, sir.
Poor Mr. Edgeworth. Well, what about poor Mr. Phoenix, huh?
I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court. I will grant one further day as the prosecution has requested. Will that be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Whatever your punishment for this is, for your sake I hope it's not, decisive and final. Farewell, court is adjourned.
Yeah, what the heck is even going on in this case? I mean, I can't believe Edgeworth actually made such a critical mistake. You know, like you said, if we had known about this earlier on, then we could have saved a whole lot of trouble. Oh. I think that will be it for today, though. The quick little trial, and luckily I wasn't too stuck on certain parts. But, yeah. So, thank everybody for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to stay tuned for the continuation of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney's 5th case. What is this case even called? I have no idea. Rise from the Ashes, episode 5. Yeah, sure. Something like that. So, well, until then, I guess. Hope you have a good day, everybody, and this is the Arc. Yeah. Just go out and just go have a wonderful rest of the day. I'll just be here, waiting for you to come back. Okay, bye.